What up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jay. We're locked in. This is episode 3 of the Black Mirror, season 7 on Netflix. And this is about a woman by the name of Brandy, who is an actress that's trying to get into films and become that lead role. Now, it's an old film from the 1930s, I want to say it was, and they're rebooting it. They're recreating it and they're using AI. Now, we know how AI can get, and once you immerse yourself into this film, she's going to be caught up and she has to do everything the script says, because if she doesn't make it to the ending credits, then well, she doesn't make it out of the film. So before we jump into this and we break this down, if you like Black Mirror, you like putting your thinking cap on and figuring out what the hell is going on, because remember, Black Mirror, it can either go left or it can go right. It's never what you expect it to be. Then hit your subscribe button, turn your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Make sure you hit that like button. We're on that road to 75,000 subscribers, so I appreciate each and every one of you. But let's jump into it. This is episode 3, Black Mirror. Hotel Reverie. It's an older film, but it's about a woman and her husband going to Cairo, Egypt to see the pyramids and to enjoy their anniversary. She ends up falling in love with a doctor, and while all of this is going on, her husband is trying to delete her and get rid of her. So it's just a telltale sign of love and hate, love and happiness, a thin line between love and hate. Hotel Reverie. This is Keyworth Pictures, the company that put together Hotel Reverie. Now, they haven't had a hit in decades, not years, decades, but they have a whole lot full of different studios that they could be using, but no one is over there trying to work with them. Now, this lady comes in and she's saying, look, we have a new production company, and what we want to do is remake some of your old timeless classic movies and bring them into the modern era. Just a little remake, touch them up. Now, some movies you can do that, but we all know most remakes are terrible. But Net Worth Pictures, they're saying, we don't know if we really want to do that because this is a classical film. This right here can't be duplicated. We get introduced to Brandy. Now, Brandy, she's not an up and coming actress. She's actually been in films, but she's always been that sidekick, that co-star. She says she got into movies to be the star, that lead role, that J role. But right now, she's like, where's my roles at? She's talking to her agent, and he's like, well, something did just come across my desk. Hotel Reverie, they're trying to do a remake. Now, Alex, the doctor, the main guy, is a white guy. She's a black woman. But they're trying to get all of these celebrities to be in this film to draw up some buzz to it. But she said she would take the role only if she gets to be the lead role. So we're all wondering, how would they switch this up? Now, back over here at Net Worth Pictures, they're saying Brandy can play Clara. We can make her Clara because Brandy got a good name, but Brandy don't want no sidekick role. Brandy wants to be the star of the film. And who is the star? Alex is the star. Who is the love interest? Clara is the love interest. So right now they're like, we'll take Brandy, but they can't get any of the other big actors to be in the film. So it looks like they're going to have to go with Brandy, and they're just going to change up the script a little bit and make Alex, the white man, a black woman. Brandy ends up getting the call from her agent. Hotel Reverie, you got the role as Alex. Now, she does get a package in the mail. Now, this is actually the package that has the script and everything she needs to get embodied into this role. Now, while she's on the phone with her agent, when she pulls everything out, she actually drops a thumb drive that she doesn't even notice. She just puts the film on and she starts watching the old Hotel Reverie. Things are moving fast because Net Worth Pictures, as I mentioned earlier, they don't have any money. So Redream, they got all their AI set up and they told Brandy, you need to get over here right now. Brandy's been practicing, going over the script. She's been rewatching the film, looking at body movements. But they told her, look, you need to be here right now because they only got about 3 hours to actually use this damn AI and recreate the whole movie. Now, how this is going to work, she's going to lay down and put a VR piece on the side of her head. And it's going to be a fictive dimension, generation, and actor insertion. Basically, you're going to be in virtual reality, but everything is real. You can touch stuff, you can walk around, you can interact with everyone. All you have to do is just remember your lines from the script. Now, we're going to put you up under, and then we're going to run through the movie. Sounds simple, right? How this is going to work is exactly the old movie. They just inserted her. Now everything is digital, but all of the cast, they think that they're real people. So they're going along with whatever they did in the original movie. It's up to Brandy, my bad, Alex to remember her lines so they can get this film over with. And if she deviates, it throws off the whole movie. So when Alex, aka Brandy, sits down, she sees Claire. Now Clara, she's trying to find somewhere to sit, and remember, she's here with her husband. Now they're sitting down and they're talking, and the script is going good, but then Brandy's a little off. She's not saying everything specifically like she's supposed to. So it's kind of like the butterfly effect. If you go back in time and you do something differently, it's going to throw off the whole timeline. Now, remember we said that Claire's husband was trying to delete her? Well, initially, he was trying to put some poison in her drink. So the poison that was put into Claire's drink, you got the lady that's at Redream in her ear telling her, hey, Brandy, you got to move that drink, because if she drinks the drink, she dies in the movie. And remember, we only have 2 hours. It's not like we can go back and reshoot. We can reboot up. We got to make this right this first time. So Brandy actually picks up the glass that has the poison in it and she pours it out. So at least that part of the movie is correct. But they got to continue the conversation because there's got to be a relationship between the two. As Brandy is chasing down Clara, she accidentally calls her actress name, her real name, and she calls her Deborah. So Clara turns around and is like, why'd you call me Deborah? Who is Deborah? So she has to fix this and clean it up. Now remember, this is in the movie now. Everything they're doing is part of the movie now. So she has to cover it up and say, oh, Deborah is just somebody that I used to know. Right now, she's just all over the place because that script, throw it out the window. But certain characters, they got to do certain things in order for this film to make it to the ending credits. You remember the poison that they had? While they're upstairs talking, the old lady was supposed to steal the poison, drink the poison, and delete herself. But Brandy poured the poison out. The dog ended up drinking it. So now the whole storyline is messed up because with the dog dying from drinking the poison, Brandy never meets the police officer who we need later on in the film to know who she is so she doesn't get shot at the end of the movie. So now the whole storyline is all the way off because Brandy is in here throwing things off. So back in the real world, everyone there, they're trying to write up a script and try to figure out how can they make it so that Brandy runs into the police officer in order to meet the police officer to save Brandy at the end of the film when they're trying to shoot at Alex. It's all kinds of messed up. So the lady that's writing the script, she's like, well, if I change up this script, will I get a writing credit? Obviously, Net Worth Pictures needs the money. So they're like, yeah, we'll give you one because they can't fumble the ball here. With this AI, it's analyzing everything. There's supposed to be some chemistry between Alex and Clara. But right now, it's down a little bit because Brandy's been going off script. Everything is just a wildfire right now. So she has to run into her so they can go and take a tour around Cairo and see things while Clara's husband is out and about. As the story is progressing, they go see Cairo. They riding all around. And obviously, we know that Brandy is from the modern era. So the way she's talking is neither either. They're like, hey, don't discuss grammar because you're back in the past. You know what I'm saying? Or is it back into the future? But anyway, Clara ends up spraining her ankle. And that's how her and Alex get into the room. And this is where the relationship is starting to pick up. They're getting closer and closer. Now, Brandy has to start rubbing on her ankle. And Clara's going to like that. And she keeps moving up and moving up. But remember, Clara has a husband that's trying to get rid of her. So what does he do? He sends another henchman up there. Brandy gets her quote unquote scorpion moment. Now, when Alex, the original one, was in here, he's helping her out with the ankle because he's a doctor. And then the henchman put a scorpion in there. Now, I don't know why they thought that this scorpion was just going to automatically go over to a human and sting it. But Brandy, aka Alex, saves her. And Clara's like, oh, I don't know what I would do without you. Well, back in the real world, this gentleman that you see on your screen, he had some coffee and they told him to get the drink away from the computer. He pours the drink on the computer on accident, knocks it off the desk, and the whole system goes down. And now Brandy is stuck in this damn AI system and she can't get out and she can't even hear what's going on. So the whole matrix is just glitched. And now it's just her and Clara that are the only ones that can move. Now that the whole system is down and it's all messed up, Brandy's trying to figure out how to get the hell up out of here. But she can't hear back to Redream just because the whole system is down. Now she's trying to explain to Dorothy, aka Clara, look, this is a movie. Nothing is real. You know what I'm saying? Dorothy is your real name. She starts explaining all of this to her, but Dorothy doesn't understand that. Technology, I think the most technological thing that they had back then was a telephone, if that. Brandy's like, I'm trying to go home. The hell what you got going on? Clara's trying to figure out who is Dorothy. You keep saying that's who I really am. What is this? Now, unless there was a room that you actually seen in the movie, there is no room there. So you can't go into other buildings or anything like that unless it was in the movie because they never created that. Now, Clara ends up going into another dimension and it gives her flashbacks of who she was as an actual actress, the real her. So now her and Brandy, they're starting to build an actual relationship. Now, remember, there's supposed to be a love interest and attraction between the two. And they're getting it while the whole system is down. And they also sleeping with each other. They end up getting the system back together. But in this simulation, time goes a little bit faster. Every second in the real world is like an hour in the movie. So time has just been passing. It's been months, almost years since they've been in here, and it's just been those two. But they end up getting the system back online, and now Alex, Claire's husband, sees them and is like, get up out the room. But we got to finish the storyline. Now, Claire doesn't remember what they were doing while the system was down. But now we know that Brandy has an actual, love interest in real life. We got to get back to the script. And remember, Claire's husband is trying to delete Claire. Brandy is sitting there listening, but she has to leave and go warn everybody. And now you remember about the dead dog? She has to get in contact with the police and let them know about what's going to happen. Because we hear Claire's husband saying that they're going to go onto the roof, overlook Cairo, and he's going to push her off the building to make it seem like she deleted herself. Brandy runs over to the police station. And remember, she needs to meet the head officer. So she's like, hey, look, oh, your dog died? Okay, so she coming off the stuff off the top of the dome. She telling the guy, I need to talk to the head officer. The dog died. I know who did it. Claire's husband, he did it. He did it. And there's going to be some shooting tonight. Come over to the hotel to the top roof. And she does diagnose the head police officer with an allergy to his cologne. So that's how they finally tied up that whole scene where she was supposed to meet the cop an hour ago. We finally get to the ending scene. Claire and her husband are up there. Brandy runs up there and she basically saves her from getting pushed over. Now remember, she has to finish the script and make it to the end credits to make it out of here. Well, the cops end up coming up there because Alex and the husband, they get to fighting, take the gun, boom, boom, shoots off some shots. Now, Claire ends up picking up the gun and shooting her husband. So when the cops get up there, they see Claire with the gun. Well, Claire says she ain't going out like that. Claire got the gun and she takes a shot at the cops. Bow, bow. She lays down the cop. And well, they shoot her. And now she's in a pool of blood in Brandy's arms. And as Brandy is holding her, in order for this film to end, she has to say the line so the ending credits can come on. And while she's crying because she actually had a connection with Claire, she said, I'll always be yours forever. And the ending credits come on and Brandy gets to make it out the movie. And well, it looks like the movie became a smash. Yeah, it was a little twist and turns to the original, but people liked it. Hotel Reverie, Reborn, Lights Up, Streamberry. British tech startup Redream has breathed a new lease of life into heritage. Keyworth Pictures property, a streaming hit is born. Well, it looks like Brandy got to be that lead role in a feature film. All right, let me know what you think about this one. This one was a kind of weird story to try to explain because it went back and there was a lot of details that you had to keep in order to keep the story going. But if you forgot the lines, you had to try to rewrite the script to get to where we were at. So for me, I was following it, but it was kind of hard to explain. I ain't gonna lie to you. But let me know what you think about episode 3. I'm J. If you like this kind of content, hit that like button. Definitely hit that subscribe button. We're on that road to 75,000 subscribers. Tune in tomorrow for episode 4. The Black Mirror. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.